and I was supposed to star in E.T. So I become friends with Steven Spielberg in 1981. He takes me to his office. He interviews me. I see the Raiders of the Lost Ark posters and the Jaws poster. And, I was like, wow, big deal. He has this little tiny office on the MGM lot, and he was like 25 years old and he looked like Chevy Chase. I was like, wow, you look like Chevy Chase. Weird. Who would have known? But that's what he looked like when he was young. So anyway, we hit it off right away. He was working on Poltergeist at the time.
Right.
And he took me across the lot. He loved me. We became friends. He's like, let me show you how I work. Let me show you my process. He takes me over.
Believe this. Go ahead.
He takes me over to the Poltergeist set and he turns the room upside down. I'm there the day that they're flying through the window and I get to see the entire set turn upside down, which I've never seen anything like this. I'm doing TV and commercials and stuff. Now all of a sudden I'm on the Spielberg set going like, what is this? These giant fans, this big, blowing through I mean, it was great. So anyway, I watched all that. I was blown away. And he introduced me to Toby Hooper. And then he said, that's it. You're going to be the part of Elliot's best friend in this movie called E.T. And it's going to be about, these two little boys who find an alien. And it's his kid Elliot and his best friend. I don't remember what the best friend's name was, but I think it was Max. But the two kids were going to find this alien and then they go on this whole adventure. But after I got the part, 6 months later, I get a call from Steven personally at my home. And he goes, Corey. I said, yes, that's me. He said, Steven, hi, what's up? Anyway, he goes, listen, unfortunately, I have some bad news. We did a major rewrite over the summer and the part that we want you for has been cut almost entirely. There's like 2 or 3 lines, but it's not worth you doing at this point. You're too good of an actor. I wouldn't want to waste you on this. And unfortunately, it's a bit part, but it's now a family movie. It's about a boy and his sister and his older brother, and that's the thing, and it just doesn't work anymore. And I said, oh, that's a rewrite. That's very depressing, And he's like, yeah. I said, but don't worry. I promise you, whatever I do next, you will be in. And I said, oh, yeah, okay, buddy, whatever you say. I didn't believe him. And then I went and did Madam's Place. And, of course, I'm watching E.T. come out, and it's right down the street. I have to drive by the Avco Cinema every day as the line is all the way around the Cinerama Dome. And I'm just going like, oh, no. Right? I was so depressed. And I'm working
that movie sucks.
Right. And I'm working on this stupid little syndicated show with a puppet, and I'm like, my life sucks. I'm 10 years old and I'm already a failure in this town. I can't believe it. Second rate. So anyway, I'm like, okay, all right, I can accept the loss, whatever. And then I get the call from Steven and he says, oh, I've got another movie.
How much longer later?
Oh, this is like right after. They fire me off Madam's Place because I'm too young for the material, and they think they're getting complaints, obviously. From
E.T. comes
the
out.
Ratings board. E.T. comes out. I'm depressed. I watch that happen. I get fired from Madam's Place. I'm like, my life is over. And then I get hired in Friday the 13th, the final chapter. So I'm like, interesting. Okay. All right. So I start prepping for that. And right at the same time that I get that is when Steven calls and says, hey, I want you to come in and meet with Joe Dante. So I go and I meet Joe Dante. Joe Dante and I got along famously, and he says, yeah, you'd be great. Let's bring you in for this. So I'm like, okay. So I do Pete in Gremlins.
I was just going to say, and the title of that picture, Corey, please, could you remind the audience a little ditty called Gremlins? Yes.
So did Gremlins, and as I was shooting Gremlins, and then I think as soon as I finished Gremlins, I went right into Friday the 13th.
Stop. So I'm a little creepy. I like nuance. I'm a detail-oriented fella.
Damn you, Steven. Damn you.
So you start a movie called Gremlins with Steven Spielberg.
Yes, that was his name. Correct.
And who is in that picture with you?
Oh, just the same old snotty bunch.
Yes!
Judge Reinhold.
In Gremlins?
Judge Reinhold, that was his debut, I believe, right before he made it big with Fast Times at Ridgemont High.
Yes, sir.
So that was his first job, I believe. I could be wrong. And then, or it could have been his second. He could have been in Fast Times already. I don't know. But anyway, step down, smaller role, but you're working with Steven Spielberg. But anyway, so Joe Dante though was the director. Chris Columbus comes up to me first day. This one, you're gonna love this one. First day on the set, I'm playing a Christmas tree, and we're on the back lot of Universal. They've got fake snow everywhere, much to my chagrin, because I'm expecting real snow. And I've never seen snow, by the way, because I live in California, and we didn't have anything close to a winter with snow. So I'm like 11 years old, and I'm like reading through the script. Oh, there's snow. There's snow. We get to play in the snow. I'm in a Christmas tree, and there's snow and all this stuff. I'm so excited. And then I get to the set, and it's like snow everywhere. I'm like, yay. And I go and I touch it, and it's like all foam paper and shit. And I'm like, what happened to my snow? So yeah, that was second
It was California
harsh reality.
snow.
Okay, the first harsh reality lesson was when I was 3.5, 4 years old. I got my first big commercial, which was a McDonald's commercial, and it was with Santa Claus. And I found out that Santa Claus wasn't real because it was a guy behind the camera with just a Santa glove and a half sleeve, reaching his hand into the frame. And I'm like, they couldn't have even given me a half Santa. I got a quarter Santa. What is this? Yeah, it was depressing. But anyway, that was my first reality. Second reality was then understanding that, Christmas movies are made with fake snow. So there you have it. It wasn't real. So I'm in the Christmas tree outfit, and I've got this Christmas tree hat on. I mean, it looks like I'm literally in a tree. And this young kid comes up to me, and he's like, hey, how you doing, man? I'm like, I'm a little tight in here, but I'm all right. He's like, oh, cool. Well, I just wanted to say hi. My name is Chris. I wrote the script. This kid was the writer. He was like 19 or 20 years old.
Right.
Yeah. And his name was Chris Columbus.
Sure.
And he had just written this little script called Gremlins.
Right.
Yeah.
But the director was
Joe Dante.
right.
Right.
So Gremlins, in my opinion, went on to become literally one of the greatest box office successes, as I understand it, right?
Oh, it was a huge film. Yeah, it was
In its
unfortunately
day-
not number one though.
No, but
For the
over
year,
time,
for the year,
Gremlins
it was
has made-
number one, but it wasn't number one for the year because it was beat out only by Ghostbusters.
right.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, it happens. But anyway,
I'm curious about-
Gremlins was a huge success. I loved it. It was scary. It was funny. It was all these great things. I loved the movie. I saw it like 100 times as a
great film.
kid. Yes. And now they're making Gremlins 3.
Are they really?
Yes. It's just been greenlit.
But tell me, is there anything from Gremlins that stands out? Was there anything you learned? Was there anything that was fun? Wasn't fun? Give me a Gremlins observation. Or not.
I mean, I had a great time. Are you kidding? I was a kid working around all these puppets and stuff. It was fun.
Right.
Yeah, and Zach, who I'm still friends with today, Zach Galligan, the star of the movie.
I know him.
Yeah, good guy, right?
Wonderful.
Zach and Phoebe, and Phoebe and I, by the way, share a birthday. So I remember talking to her on the set. On our birthdays, we would like chat. But so it was Zach and Phoebe, and who else was on that? Polly Holiday, who just passed away. R.I.P. Polly Holiday.
Yeah.
Flo from Alice,
course,
which I was on that show too. So I got to see her both as Flo and as the old lady from the bank. So that was cool. Mrs. Deagle from Gremlins.
Brandy, what am I forgetting?
Well, we still haven't gotten.
We're just at the beginning.
Yeah, you're just at the beginning. You still got Goonies and Lost Boys.
Well, no, there's a lot more than that. We've got about 13 number one films, Steven. So where do you
We're
want to
gonna be here for a while.
I mean, like if we were to talk about all of them, yeah, but no.
I think this is what your first guest that's maybe done probably more movies than you.
Right.
I've done over 100 films.
I've done over 100 films.
Nice.
Isn't that weird?
Yeah.
We're in the 100 club.
Yeah, buddy.
This twisted tale, laughing through the bridge we set sail. Guilty pleasures misunderstood. It's so bad it's